Hey, it's been a while, guys. Oh god. Oh. It's been like 2 months since my last video on this channel. Yeah, I've been absent on this one, I apologize. But today I'm doing a special title review. More personal, really, this time. Oh, the Boys Go One technically was personal, but it kind of doesn't count, I guess. I don't know. This one is more personal to me because it's something I have a lot of nostalgia for. Something I personally grew up watching as a kid. I talked about the recently released Balamory revival. Don't know what it is. Balamory is a British children's program that began airing all the way back in 2002, I think, and in like 2005. It was a really popular show. It stuck with a lot of many kids, including myself. So, yeah, when this was announced, I was excited because I'm like a big Little Cut revival, which I don't make too many changes. There's not about making changes in the revival. I should get the new Big Little Cook watch some point so I can understand why I feel. So I can see why I think of it. But yeah, I grew up with Balamory as it was airing on CBeebies, a British children's program block, not really block, old channel dedicated to programming content for younger kids, preschool age, as the Americans call it. It's something like Nick Jr., Disney Jr., stuff, the target demographic of children. But I grew up with CBeebies. I'm more personal to British channels more than the American channels. So as I told you, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel fans, I didn't exactly grew up with those initially. I was pretty much in my teens by the time Cartoon Network we were able to get and watch shows like channels like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon stuff. So none of that was personal for me. So sadly, never got to go out with many Cartoon Network classics. So yeah, this time I'm talking about something I genuinely love. Why did I get this revival? Good, actually. It's a good revival for. And yes, I know I'm not the target demographic. I know that. But I want to give my own thoughts on it too, though, since I grew up with it. No, it's for children, but it's also intended for people, for the parents who grew up with the parents or grandparents who grew up watching the original Balamory. Need to watch with their kids or grandkids. You know, something like that. But of course, its main demographic is the preschool age. I understand that. So I'm not going to criticize anything simplicity and stuff, because when it's a program for little kids. But there's some things I like and don't like about the revival. So let's get into the first episode, at least the one available on BBC, at least the one you watch star on BBC iPlayer. As most likely the first half of series 1 is on BBC iPlayer. Even though the series began yesterday, airing at 5 o'clock. Yeah. I remember watching the show original show in the mornings, not the evenings. It's kind of weird. I feel kind of weird about that. As someone who grew up watching it in the mornings. Oh, God. Get, set, go, discover and do, big fun times, bedtime hour. Oh, nostalgia. I hate how much CBeebies has changed over the years. Like, I hate the modern CBeebies more. That square block thing, it's just generic. The logo is generic. It lost its identity of being unique. Series has had the same logo since it debuted in February of 2002. I was just 4 days before I turned 1 year old. No joke. I started watching CBeebies. I started watching CBeebies before I even turned 1. I don't remember much about that era, sadly, because I was, again, very young. I just want to get this out of the way anyway before I go on to the episode. Because I just don't like the non-CBeebies look. It's previous look was fine. It was creative. Now it's just generic because of modern audience. I don't like it because I miss the old audience for kids when they allowed logos to be more creative instead of generic. There's all thanks to one thing that started this whole crap happening in the first place. His name begins with a C. Oh, well, fucking Coco Melon. Well, it's not his name, but you get what I mean. Coco Melon started this whole brainwash shit in the first place. Especially on our shows. It's better this slightly too, because the original series is over 20 or so minutes. Now, the revival is more 15 minutes. But still not a lot of content, so it's a little fast paced. But still good. But still feels genuine. As long as most of the original cast has come back. I'm sorry, I don't remember their names. I do remember PC Plum's name, Andrew Land, I think. Also, turns out he actually had to work on another show I grew up with, Me Too. That's why the shows felt so similar. I really wish those two shows had a crossover too. It'd be so cool having Sully talk to Granny Murray. That'd be so cool. Shame it never happened. Oh well. Well, I miss being a kid actually. Waking up, watching those classic shows. I hate being a teen adult now. I'm 25 for God's sake. Anyway. So yeah, that was my personal experience with the show. So yeah, let's get it. The first new difference is the opening. Both have a similar vibe with kids singing it. It's slightly different with the music and different singers, but still generally catchy. So they got that down just right. But one of the new things I like about this opening is that it actually does a more stop motion puppet vibe. There's a more stop motion type vibe for its intro. Instead of the CGI, there's zooming into the specific locations. Well, not whole transition to the other location. Yeah, CGI was relatively popular at the time. It also makes sense because it's a better place. But I like this new stop motion feel. It is nice, you know. And there's only one new character that appeared in this episode. And that's Dr. Ollie. So I can't comment on the other characters because they have not yet appeared in this episode. So I can't really get a judge of the characters. But still, I like this new version of the opening too. But I don't know why Edie didn't get her own segment. Edie McCready, who was a bus driver in the original series, has now a lot more jobs too. I hope we get to see the Balamory bus again. It's just iconic. I heard she only had like 2 appearances or speaking lines in the entirety of this first half. That does not give me any confidence because Edie McCready's a great character. Didn't have much lines in this part. I has me concerned for how her character is being treated. I just feel like she's being shoved aside because she don't know has a segment in the intro. So I'm going to go into just the end part of Miss Hooley's portion. People she's waving to. Alongside a new sea guy. I think he's a fisherman or something. I don't know. He's a new character as well. Again, not appearing in this episode. So, yeah. But what a great start. But I really hope they bring back the seasonal intros. One thing I love about the original show is that they have a unique intro depending on the time of month. If it's warm, cold, etc. Because rest intros, when we get to Miss Hooley's portion, she's wearing a specific outfit for that time of month and stuff, or the type of weather going on. Like if it's raining, sunny, windy, or cloudy. They do not mean to quote the intro at all there. That was unintentional, but works. You know what I mean. I like the seasonal approach. I really hope they is back. Again, I only watched 1 episode. This is my first thoughts. But I did enjoy the episode. Everything feels like same, but except the Balamory nursery, we got a new Balamory nursery. I guess the original was torn down years ago, I guess. Sad really. I missed that original one, but the new one isn't that bad either. Let's talk about typical structure for Balamory. So, typical structure is Miss Hooley, after again leading the kids to the school, Miss Hooley talks about what what sort of events going on in this episode. Originally, she had found it in her little cupboard. It doesn't seem to be the case now. Sad. I think when she finds something in the cupboard that ties in the theme of the episode. Then a character come in with a bit of a problem. And it's really stressed to go find a specific character. Then we get to the song, the Color House song, where they say about which color house they're going to. It is a catchy song. I'll get to my opinion on this version of the Rebels version of it a little bit later. Just talk about the structure in a sec. Once again, they talk to a character. A sort of half solution to their problem. They help solve their problem. They go they're sent to another character, and we get their theme song. The character, that character helps the focus character with their crisis, and helps them get over it. Helps them get over their problem. And also, Miss Hooley asking what today's episode was all about. Where's the balloon effects? Back in the show, they used to do this. And balloons would just appear on the screen and pop to transition to the next scene. I miss those. But the new recut transition is pretty good in its own right. Once the problem is solved, after Miss Hooley does the recap, she says goodbye and tying into the outro. That's basically the structure of Balamory. In my own words. Sorry, it's not convincing, but it's the best thing I can get ever. It's been years since I last watched the show at all. I should give the original a rewatch at some point of all this. I should give the original a rewatch at some point. I was planning to, but I kind of forgot. Also, BBC iPlayer only has Series 4 currently for some reason. And also, I do the rights issues, even though the BBC read the show. Might be due to BBC Scotland, actually. Maybe BBC some of the rights issues with BBC Scotland, because it's a show made in Scotland. That might be the case. Anyway, Miss Hooley's Miss Hooley's song is back with a slight update. It's still catchy. Anyway, today's character of the problem is PC Plum. Small idea that actually had the first focus character of this first episode focus on an older character for the original show. To help ease in the newcomers who are maybe familiar or not with the series. So focus on an old established character first before getting to the new characters. Good idea. That way, acting with someone more familiar for the older people before probably getting focused on the other characters. We only feature one of the new characters in this episode, like I said, Dr. Ollie. So, PC Problems Troubles. Today is the Balamory Caliph. I forgot what it was called. I don't have a musical event that happens every year, I guess. Where someone will do a performance. But problem is, PC Pro can't sing while also playing the violin. Yeah, he insists on doing it alone because that's what his great-great-grandmother did. Granny Plum. I think he calls her Great-Granny Plum. We managed to do it all along 100 years ago. So there's trouble. So there's also an accordion go with it. So it's just that Dr. Ollie may have an accordion. So PC Bum goes to see him. This is you get the new Colour House song. And it's alright. I prefer the original. And I think that might be nostalgia talking about. I'm more the original because that was more iconic, catchier. I still find myself thinking about that song most of the time. Shows how talented each of the actors are. Except for Archie's actor. He's a good singer, but the way he sings is... best say that in the original show. I'll just focus on my first Force Name Bible. But, anyway. Andy Carlson, which was a wheel and stuff. What was it called? Roulette, I think? The show the Cuss House. Instead of, so instead of what the original did is cut to the house where the kids saying the colour of the house. In that kind of scene, that's right. That's where certain person lives. I don't know. I heard the original. Shame they didn't do the same to the other songs. They did the other songs. I only gripe with that, but it's just my opinion. You're allowed to like it if you are. If you actually are watching it. I'm a grown man watching a kid baby show. But I'm not really embarrassed because it's nostalgia watching something I actually grew up with and new kids get to watch it. So, yeah. So, I'm thinking of Dr. Ollie. I actually like him. It's a great new addition. He's a vet. A veterinarian and stuff. Which is quite unique. I suppose the original show didn't have it. It's a good idea to show off animal care. Korean animal care. Like, see original roles each character have. Sully was the teacher. Ian Cooley drove the bus. PC Plum was a police officer. Josie Judd did exercise, I guess. I don't know what she does really, or her job is, but I know she just, her name means she's more of an exerciser. Fitness instructor maybe? I don't know. Archie's an inventor. Pocket is sweet or a shop. And Spencer was a painter. Now, Spencer's voice is the most voice you hear of Balamory soundtracks talking about which colour on the Colour House songs. If you already... So, do me a favour. Watch the new version of the Colour House song first, if you don't have any knowledge of the previous version. Then, go look at the original version and let me know in the comments down below what your opinion on it is. Which one do you like more? If you like the original, the remake, that's fine. I don't like as much, but that's just me. It's my opinion. Okay, you're allowed to have your own. So yeah, anyway, PC Plum versus Dr. Ollie. We're recording here. Of course, PC Plum and comedy do all that. So, Dr. Ollie does very same thing as schooling earlier to help him. But he banks him and says no. Like he said to Miss Ho earlier, it's great Granny Plum did it all by herself, so he wants to do it too. But it turns out there's another thing he needs. A drum. So, Dr. Ollie suggests he should visit that Penny may have some. So he goes out to see her, and we get Penny's son. So, let's talk about this a sec. In the original show, Penny wasn't the only character of the shop. She was with another character called Susie Sweet. Tragically, her actress passed away a few years ago. Very sad. So they have Penny now wear red as a tribute to her. But I just wish to get the shop as Pocket as Sweet though, as a tribute to her. Show the two that she's still in our hearts. A little great with that. But yeah. It's good to see Penny again. I can't tell if Penny had her own. Can't remember if Penny had her own song in the original. I mean, I know Penny Pocket and Susie Sweet had their own song together, but did they have their own solo songs? I don't remember. I should really look this up at some point. It's just, oh well. Hey, this is a really good revival. So, that he seems to be with two other kids. She seems to be two other kids who are not from their school, more older. By primary school age, I think. Which is interesting. And they weren't yellow. They're more dark skinned. I'm not trying to be racist or such as that. But I think the character is supposed to be some relation with Dr. Ollie. Again, just got off the first episode, so I don't know about these characters. But it's just that they have some relation to Dr. Ollie. Since they're the cute two kids who wear yellow. But they could be from a primary school in Balamory. I don't know. If you know more, let me know in the comments, because it will help me. Because I am not trying to be racist, okay? I'm just trying to make sense of some things I know about this revival. That's not explained in the first episode. So anyway, Asperger's syndrome, and well, it doesn't look going to go well for once. Like, he wants to do it by himself, like his great Granny Plum did. But the two kids reveal that there's actually a poster of her with a band. So she didn't do it by herself. And that makes that helps PC Plum solve his problem. She can't really do can't do everything by herself. So it's good to have friends over you. So PC Plum, Miss Hooley, Dr. Ollie, and Penny before the Cooley, the dance. I'm just gonna say the dance. And then we cut to actor Miss Hooley. So what was the story in Balamory? In the original, she did this like to help recap what happened in the episode. But I like this replacement. Having her sort of sit and write what happened in the episode. It's actually a nice little change. That works. I'm not mad about it. I still like the original, but this is a good change. So after that, Missouri leaves the school. I prefer the original end credits more. As we see each character waving goodbye. Characters who were waving hello in the intro, waving goodbye in the outro. Still are, but not the same way. To cut to those characters waving goodbye. I just prefer that more. Oh, it's just my opinion, but And that was the story in Balamory Revival. I should have said that at the start. Well, I'm a little dumb when I'm saying that to tell you the real, but you never know. Hey, I may say that my actual review on the original series. So it'll be a fun thing to do. I cannot wait to check it out when I can. I don't know when. But I watch all the episodes on YouTube if you can find them all. I do not know how many episodes each series has, so yeah. Oh, I have a great first impression of this. Again, I'm not against change, but if you change things too drastically, then what's the whole point of it? And you can't really call it the same show. But if you don't change things, then what would be the whole point of reviving it for a new generation? So, a great first opinion. If you have kids, if you have kids, make sure they go check it out. Let them check it out. It's a good revival. In the meantime, you can find any episodes on YouTube. Go give that out. Yeah, you give them a watch too to see how the show's changed over the years. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please hit that button. Want to see more? Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. All the videos comes in the future. And I'll see you guys next time for another video. Depends how long. I might do a Doctor Who review on a classic Who. You may do a classic Who review. It depends on the episode. So I'll say thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Cybermaster out.